Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday night live. Sorry, I'm still fixing my stand. Anyway, thank you for joining me. It's Tuesday, August the 30th, which means that there are 2 days left, or today, well, actually a day and a half, right? 30 days has September, April, June, and yes, it has 31 days this month. So you have a day and a half to still participate in the July to August celebration for Stampin' Up. Let me back up a little bit and tell you, my name is Betty Sakosha. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and the team leader for the Power of Positive Inking. So thanks for joining me this evening. I am extremely late and I apologize for that. And I actually have a very quick project for us tonight. So I hope it was worth you joining me. Hello, Joanna. Hello, Jody. Hello, Marie. Okay, so now let me fast forward. Celebration is going on. You'd think I'd have a celebration catalog in front of me, but I actually don't. I actually seriously don't have a celebration catalog in front of me. Pathetic. In any case, it is still going on. You have a day and a couple hours to buy some things and get some things for free. So the deal is, with Stampin' Up!, if you purchase $50 or $100 or $150, any increment of 50, you will get some free stuff from Stampin' Up! And it has evolved over the month because some things were no longer available, so other things were added to that list. So if you are thinking about placing an order, frankly, you should, because you're going to get the most bang for your buck if you do that in the next, 36 hours or so. Maybe not even, maybe about 28. Just do it tonight so that you don't miss out. What I'm going to show you tonight, completely not celebration related, but I was thinking that it is the time of year where people might be thinking about giving gift cards. It is the end of the summer, so maybe you had someone helping you out with daycare or something over the summer. It's the beginning of the school year, so maybe you want to butter up a teacher. Couldn't hurt, right? Maybe you have a college kiddo who just left for school and you want to give them a gift card to help them out a little bit. Could be for anything. So I'm going to give you the general card tonight. Mine is not mine is this time of year themed, but you could change it out and theme it for whatever you need, okay? So I'm going to flip you down and show you the super quick, easy gift card holder. Hello, Maureen. Okay, whoops, there's my cord, because not only am I late, but my phone isn't charged either. Ooh, doozy. Okay, let me do this. And let me see if I can bring it down a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm using tonight is actually, in my mind, very timely. I feel like sunflowers are very late Augusty kinds of things. So what I'm using is the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set, but mostly I'm using the Celebrate Sunflowers dies. So these can be found in your annual catalog. They're not brand new this year. They've been around for a little bit. They can be found in your annual catalog on page 35. And the Celebrate Sunflowers, which contains a couple of leaf stamps. These two are one stamp, and they cut out together as well, and one big stamp, and then a little sunflower and a big sunflower, along with some great greetings here. So let's celebrate you. Thanks a bunch. Congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful, and know that you are loved. They also coordinate with the dies that are found on page 175. Which is right here. Now, because they are not brand new to this catalog, they are not bundled together. When Stampin' Up! Comes up with dies and or punches that go with a stamp set, the first year that they're around, generally, they are bundled together and you save a little bit of money. But this has been around for a little while, so they're actually, they're sold separately. But if you love sunflowers, you want both. End of story. There's no question there. This past month, The Paper Pumpkin kit by Stampin' Up! Featured sunflowers and was hugely popular. I think sunflowers in general are hugely popular. And so maybe you could do something similar if you own the Paper Pumpkin kit. Maybe you could kind of alter that. But I'm using this right here, these sunflowers right here. Okay, so let me push this aside and show you what I'm going to do. Let me actually grab a big piece of paper here to show you. Okay, so I cut my paper here. Let me zoom you up a bit. Okay, I cut my paper what we call hot dog style, right? So long and thin. And so by long and thin, I mean 11 inches, because that's a standard size paper, and then 4 1/4 inches. So it is a half a piece of cardstock, but it is done the long, thin way. And then I'm going to score this at 1 3/4 and 5 1/2. So 1 3/4 and 5 1/2. Let me put that aside. All right, so this is going to create a gift card hold. It's going to create a card that also holds a gift card. So a gift card holder, if you will. So I'm going to grab, a punch. Let's see what punch I'm going to grab. I'm going to grab this punch here. You could use any punch. I know that if you're watching me, you likely have a circle punch or an oval punch. Anything like that will work fine. I'm going to use this baby. That's the number. And if anybody could tell me the name of it, I would appreciate it. Should have looked that up, but I actually kind of forgot that I needed a punch. But this is how quick this card's going to come together. You barely even, you can just grab last minute supplies. Okay, so this is the little 1 3/4 inch part here. And I'm just going to give a little bit of a punch. I'm going to go in right about, the nice thing is that I can kind of line up both sides here. So it's a nice, that way you know if you're doing it straight. And for some of you, that really matters. Now that I'm saying that, I want to line up between the two sides here because, well, you know, sometimes that matters to me. A lot. Okay, so I'm going to punch that out there, and now you've got this little divot here. Again, you could do it with a half a circle. You could do it with an oval. Any kind of punch you have. You could use a die as well, but it's kind of overkill. I don't think you need to pull that out for this. Okay, this is going to be where our gift card gets held in. Now, I grabbed a couple of used gift cards here. Panera. And I don't think you should give more than one, but I just happened to pull out two. I think this one matches a little better, so I'm going to use this. Can't thank you enough. And it's going to go, basically it's going to go right in here. So you'll see there's not a ton of room on either side here. So I'm not even going to use tear tape. Tear tape is a little bit thick, and I don't have a whole lot of room for this gift card in here. So I'm going to use my trusty green glue. And you are just going to run the glue along the... Yuck. That happens to green glue. You get like a little green blob. Okay, so right on the top and right on the bottom. And that is it. You want this to remain open, and you don't want any glue down here. Okay, so just the top and the bottom, and then I'm just going to give it a little squeeze. All right, now let me get started on the front of my card. I'm actually going to use some clothespins. These are called clothespins. If you're born in probably after 1990, you don't know what they're called. But those are called clothespins. They used to hang clothes out to dry. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there so that that glue can set up. Let me set that aside. All right, I said I was using this, but mostly use. Now, let me show you my inspiration. I definitely wanted to use sunflowers, but I wanted to point out this pack of paper that you may have missed. It's on page 59 of the mini catalog. So this has a lot of in it, and sometimes things get overlooked, and this pack of paper is called Gingham Cottage, and it's 12 by 12 paper. But probably the most amazing thing about, well, first of all, you kind of had me at gingham, but you get 48 sheets. So it's $30. You get 48 sheets, 4 of each color. So let me show you what they look like in real life. Okay, I've already used a bunch for some Halloween stuff that I was working on. It's Calypso Coral. I'm pretty sure that's real red. I'm going to check it in just a second. Basic Black, Petal Pink. No, Blushing Bride. Sorry, Blushing Bride. Gray, Smoky Slate. You got a mint in here, some more gray, some more green, and some pumpkin pie. In addition, there is this beautiful So Saffron, sorry. I was forgetting the name for a second. This beautiful So Saffron paper. And that's what I'm using because to me that just kind of screams, I don't know, gingham and sunflowers go together in my mind. So that is what I'm going to use here. Alrighty. So because I'm using So Saffron gingham paper, I'm also using So Saffron sunflower. So what I did this off camera, so this is going to be quick tonight, but what I did was I cut the sunflower itself, or the detail of the sunflower, out of Night of Navy. So that's cut out of Night of Navy. And then I cut out the sunflower itself using the So Saffron. So these two were cut out. Just note that if you choose to stamp this die also cuts that out. Okay, I did not choose to stamp it because, well, I just didn't. But this would also cut out this here. Okay, so you can use it either for this here, or you can cut out your big stamped flower. Okay, let me push that aside and show you what I'm going to do here. When you when you use your die cutter, a lot of times you end up with these little parts that I think you can see there. They just don't always want to poke. Ouch! They don't always want to poke out. So you're going to use your pick a tool and just poke all these little paper pieces out, like so. If you don't have a pick a tool, it comes with a lot of cool things. It comes with a sticky end to pick up things. It comes with, this is the eye poke router tool, I call it. Stampin' Up! Does not call it that. It's called actually, I don't even know what it's called. A poker tool? I don't know. And then the other side is like a little craft spatula. So that's fun to pick up little just little things that you need to pick up. In addition to all of that, it also has a scoring blade. Not a scoring blade. What do you call it? All right, it'll come to me. It'll come to me in a minute. I'm totally blanking on what you call that thing. Stylus. That's the word. It contains a style. It also contains a stylus. Okay, so before I line this up here, and it does take some lining up, but I can see these three flowers. This is how I do it. These three that look like they're bent over are the easiest ones to find on here. See these three that are bent over. So this is where this is going to line up like that. But I'm going to add a little bit of dimension to this by just bringing in some crushed curry. So this is So Saffron, so a really light color. Stylus. Sandy's telling me now it's stylus. Thanks, Sandy. I'm having some serious word finding difficulties today. Okay, so I'm just going to tap my blending brush. You could also do this with a sponge if you wanted to, or a dauber. That would be fun too, but I am going to use this, but you could use any one of those things and it would work fine. And I'm going to start very lightly because I don't want to get like a big blob, but I do want to do the center of my flower like that. Okay, let me just get, oh, Ooh, I love it. Okay, so now, so that's the center. Now I'm going to take it and just kind of brush right around the edges. Just maybe kind of pull it in like this. Again, you could use a sponge, you could use a dauber to do this, all sorts of things, but it's just going to make this come to life a little bit. It's a little less flat now. If you haven't seen my previous video, I show you how you actually wash these out, so you can go ahead and look for that if you haven't seen that yet. But basically, you can just brush it off on your paper until you don't see any color, and then I just generally keep them for quite a while within kind of color families. So these would be all my yellows. I have one that's all blues, blah, blah, blah. But you can also wash these. So if you're not sure how to do that, go ahead and look at my previous video and you'll see how you can actually wash them as well. All right, I am going to use my, let's see. I think I'm going to use a sponge. Sorry about that. I had a last minute change of heart on how I was going to do this. This is just a silicone mat that Stampin' Up! Sells. And it's really handy for what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to put a blob of glue. That's just my Tombow. I call it green glue. It's not green at all. It's white. And I'm gonna get glue all over the back of this. Now you can see that this is really, really fine. So there were a couple options how I could have and perhaps should have done this. I certainly could have run this through with an adhesive sheet, so it would be all sticky on the back and it would be easy to put down. Or I could use our very fine tip glue device, but I'm choosing to do this time. So I've just put a little blob of the Tombow glue, and I'm just sponging over the back of this, and this is applying glue to all the fine detail here. Now you may be wondering why I have it on the silicone mat, and the reason for that is nothing will stick to the silicone mat, like the glue won't. Now I can lift this up, and at the end I can just brush this off and it'll make like a little glue blob, but it won't, it can be cleaned up as opposed to putting this on paper where it's actually going to stick to the paper. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit as I try and match this up here. Ooh, got one little middle piece I missed there. Okay, so remember these three here. These three are the easiest way to line this up. All right, there we go. And if you really wanted to, you could take your silicone mat and just press on it. That way you're not going to get, if there's any excess glue, you're not going to get it all over your hands. And there you go. So now I have my flower that's got a little bit of little bit more color on the outside. I think actually if you wanted to add more color at this point, let's give it a shot. Let's see how this goes. Because it's not really going to affect the blue. Because the blue is so dark, but it's going to add a little bit more. Oh yeah, that worked out much better. Okay, so I don't know if you can see on camera, but it really kind of brought this flower to life, if you will. All right, back to the card. Okay, so this has been drying as we've been putting together the flower. So let me remove my clothespins there. All right, so just to give you some measurements here, I did a layer of So Saffron, and this is 3 5/8. This is very high tech. 3 5/8 by 4 1/8. Now I hate 1/8 of inches. If you've watched me for any time at all, I hate 1/8 of inches. But sometimes you need them, and in this case, I think you need them. So I'm going to put this layer of gingham on. I could put this layer, but just to show you the difference, I feel like that's a little bit flatter. I like this layer of gingham. To me, that is where it's at. All right, so since I have my green glue out, we'll use that, but you could use any adhesive for this part of this. So the bottom layer is 1/8 of an inch larger than the gingham layer. Now picture, if you will, I'm doing this right now, but we also have red in here and green, so you could make like a Christmas card with a tree on the front as opposed to a sunflower. That would be cute, because a lot of people at that time of year are giving gifts, right? Okay, so this is going on the front flap here. I think I want it this way. Is there a top or a bottom to gingham? I don't know, but this is the way I'm doing it. So now you'll see just a tiny bit, 1/8 of an inch of the navy around the outside there. All right, then for right over here on this flap right here is another piece that is 4 1/8 inches by 1 5/8. Again, I've told you I hate 1/8 of inches. If there was a way around it, I would have done it. And then I ran a piece of navy through the gingham embossing folder. If you don't have the gingham embossing folder, it's one you should add to your stash. Because it looks like gingham when you pair it with gingham, but if you don't pair it with gingham, it just looks like a kind of a fun pattern. So, and yes, there's a top and a bottom. Like either side, there's a pattern on, but it's kind of the opposite, if that makes sense. So it sort of doesn't matter which way you put it. Okay, so I'm going to use that. I do advise using green glue when you're using a pattern that's embossed, because it kind of gets in all the nooks and crannies and it's going to hold down better. Sometimes if you use regular adhesive, it doesn't get in all the nooks and crannies, and sometimes it actually pulls on the paper, and I don't want that for you. Okay, so let me put this right along here. Again, it's going to have 1/8 of an inch border. So this is the front, and I think, why not? Let's put this on dimensionals, right? So let me pop a bunch of these on the back, because I can. And dimensionals are inexpensive. They are a great bang for your buck. Everybody likes a card that pops up a bit. And they don't cost any more to mail because they can squish right in the envelope. So the post office isn't going to charge you more, and your recipient is going to love them. I don't know. I don't know if there's a right or wrong where I'm putting that, but law. Okay, now on the inside, you're going to need a little piece for the inside. And this is 4 1/8 tall, so it's the same as this here. And it is 3 5/8 wide. I know. I wouldn't do 1/8 if I could get away with it, but I can't. So that's what it is. And I'm going to put this in. I should have stamped first. You should never glue without stamping. Now that I have said that, let's hope it works out. I'm going to grab some words from this set that say, "Know that you are loved." And I am going to put those words on the inside. I have a child moving out this week, and so she's probably going to get a gift card to Target to fill her house with all the stuff that hopefully she leaves me. Okay, so know that you are loved in navy. It's going to go right here. And then the gift card, she's not going to get Starbucks, but the gift card would fit right in there like so. So that is it. One more final thing that I probably, this is minor, but kind of an important thing to know or to try. Let me grab. Many people have personalized stamps, and if you do, that's a great thing to put on the back of your card. But if you don't, or even if you do, but you want to do something different on the back of your card, it's kind of fun to take something else from the set. So I'm going to take the little sunflower right here, and I'm just going to stamp that right on the back, sort of like my little hallmark, if you will, on the back, and then just sign that right back there, because you know that depends who's getting your card. If it's someone that you send cards to all the time, they know you made it, but even if not, they're going to turn it over and say, where'd they get this card? So you can go ahead and sign the back there. All right, so that is it. Let me flip you around and chat for a second. Got cords everywhere. Okay, so that was a very simple gift card holder card, and like I said, you could use this for just change it up for the seasons. If you wanted to do something for the holidays, you certainly could do that. If you wanted something that was birthday, you could do that. Whatever you like. But it's a very, very simple folds that can hold a gift card right inside. All right, so that is it for this evening. If there's anything here that you saw that you need, you definitely need to contact your demonstrator. If your demonstrator is me, I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you have another demonstrator, please contact that person and they would be happy to help you out. But let me give you a heads up that Celebration ends tomorrow night. I believe it's midnight Mountain Time. So I'm on the East Coast. If you're on the East Coast, you actually have till 2 a.m. to place your order in order to take advantage of Celebration. But if you're going to get stuff anyway, if there's things on your wish list you know you want, you might as well get it while you can also take advantage of getting some free stuff from Stampin' Up! So if you go onto the website, you'll see everything that is now available as a Celebration item. All right, Marie's saying that she's going to try this. It's super simple to do. So I highly encourage you. It doesn't take any more paper than it's half a piece of cardstock. So that's easy, right? All right, so that is it for this evening. Please reach out to your to myself or to your demonstrator, and they will absolutely take care of you. And I will see you next. I will see you, right? Yes, I will see you next Tuesday. It's going to be September the 6th. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night, and I will see you next week. Bye.